Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of Murder of Crows. We are back in Stemeiderhort and we're trying to not die. But before we start, we have decided to make a change to the way we regain hit points. So in 5e, if you take a long rest, all of your hit points are restored, as we all know. We're not the only ones that debate if this makes sense, especially if you have been really badly hurt, coming back from death saves and stuff. So we are going to change this a little bit. We're going to experiment with hit dice and rolling them or sacrificing them. So you will see how this works as we play. So don't be surprised that when we wake up after a long rest, we may still be down to 5 hit points. That's intentional, and we'll see how this works. We may abandon this if it doesn't work, but we wanted to try something different. Okay, so you are back on your way towards the village. And well in Tam, you left her with the 3 witches. Well, they're not really, well, they are witches, but technically not witches. They are more like druids, and you have left her there, and the Brothers of the Light are also traveling to the village to do what they can for the people to try and heal them, to save Willowhold, as it were. And your plan is now to do what exactly?
So return the last bit to the... I want to say it's not a city, it's a village more.
Village
like it,
Willowhold.
Exactly, and then go the way through the woods towards the witches to look, hopefully that they're still alive. And then to get a plan with them on what to do, and also tell them that the Brothers of Light are coming for basically the village to help. And then we will see how it moves on. Not sure what will happen after that.
Okay, so basically your first stop will be, you're gonna follow the road south and then turn right and go into the woods to meet the witches. You go into the witchwood to meet the witches.
No, first the village to tell the people that the people that the Brothers of Light, that they will come, to hold on hope, to keep going. You can do it, basically, and then go for the witches, because would also be the way that we know, because we've gone that way before.
Okay, so you arrive at the village. The site is still the same. They have drawn a cart in front of what used to be the door, the gate, as it were. At this stage, you probably think that what they did was they took down the gate itself to make firewood, because they were simply too weak to go logging. Okay. And they use the cart to keep people out. And again, there is somebody manning this barricade, and let's see if they recognize you. They're again armed, but you can again see this weakness that they have, so he finds it really difficult to hold up his spear or halberd. And Honor too, he doesn't really recognize you. He says, "Who goes there?"
Lyra and Min, we returned with good news. The Brother of Light is on the way to help you guys.
Oh, yes, sorry, I can't see so well in the dark. Now it's not dark at all. It is actually day, night. So you can you can make a medicine roll. Speaking of which,
I also have a healing hand. I will completely ignore that I have a healing hand.
Is that a cantrip?
No, it's a one-time action that I have.
Oh, okay.
Per long rest. It comes with my mom. It's always mom having the annoying, helpful stuff.
Okay, you have no idea.
No freaking. His eyesight is bad, so be it.
So basically, he tries to move the cart. You notice it's difficult, so Min actually helps. And so she helps him push the cart to the side, and you enter the village, and you can see that, it's not gotten any better. Having said this, they did clear the well.
Okay.
So what you're seeing now is probably not so much that they are dehydrating or that the water is still doing something, but that this is simply because they are starving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We will ride into the village and tell at least a few people that we know, and I'm quite sure Lyra would want to check if the village elder is still alive, because last time we left he was still barely alive.
Welland's father. Okay, so do you go to his house?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So high or low?
High.
You arrive at the door. The door opens and a woman steps outside, and she's basically she looks really tired. Everybody looks tired, but she looks especially so. And she's like, "Oh, is that you? You've come back.
Yes.
I never thought you would, because this is we're doomed.
Well,
You should go and save yourselves."
We are safe. We asked the Brotherhood of Light for help. They're sending a whole group of people. They are on their way here. They probably will be there tomorrow, latest day after, to help you guys. I know it's still a little bit of hanging in there, but at least water is still fine, right? You can at least drink now.
The water is fine. The water is fine.
They will come with also food and everything you need.
I would thank the gods if I didn't think that the gods had already abandoned us. Are you here to see him?
Is he still there? We were quite
He
worried
is.
that he wouldn't make it.
I'm sitting with him day and night because I really need to make him understand that he is ill, but crying after Welland isn't going to make anything better. We haven't told him what's happened. It would have broken his heart. We've told him that she's gone to the woods to find healing.
Okay. Then I know what to say and to do.
Yeah, please don't tell him.
No. Thank you.
And she holds the door for you, and you walk inside.
Yes.
He's in the bedroom. She shouts after you.
Okay.
So you go to the bedroom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The bedroom is clean. So obviously this lady is taking really good care of him, and also notices and knows that if you are sick, you should always change the linen. But even so, you can see that he's got she left him with a really oversized handkerchief, and you can see that this is also bloody. So he is again or still coughing blood.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, you can just hear his labored breathing. He isn't coughing. What do you do?
I would just sit next to him. I would probably hold his hand at least. And since I know that I can do it, I would still give him hit points back. I know it's not much, but it's better than nothing. So 2d4, let's see. Hey, max 8 hit points.
Very good. And he what it does is he opens his eyes, and they flutter open, and he looks at you, and he natural 20, and he says, "I know you.
We've been here. We
Oh
made
yes,
it.
you are Welland's friends, are you not?" It's so dark.
We left to get a message to the Brotherhood of Light, about their friend passing, and we brought him home. But they are sending troops to help you guys. So they will send healers and bring food. I hope if you all just hang in a little longer, everything will turn out good again.
Yeah, my daughter, she's also gone into the woods to try and find healing. She's
We
got
heard.
such good friends in you.
We
I
will
guess
follow
it takes
into
one
the
to
woods.
know one. Oh yes, please do. I'm pretty sure she can use any help that you are able to give her.
Oh, we will try to help her, believe me.
Okay. And
Now
he
rest.
he holds your hand and he says, yes, I really, it's so dark. Would you mind, I don't know, maybe drawing the curtains? The curtains are open.
Yeah, it's just because you're so tired. It's we can't change the lighting. It would just hurt your eyes. Just get back to rest. And hold on. Help us along the way. Only 1 or 2 days left.
He closes his eyes and because you laid on your healing hands, he does seem to get some rest as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least I know it's just for a tiny bit, but even a few minutes of feeling a tiny bit better is maybe a good thing. And then I would step back outside.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what Min did, if she followed me or if she did something else.
Min was there. She was holding onto the horse.
Okay. He's stubborn. Let's hope that he will make it until they come.
Let's hope so. Okay,
And
so
I would look for the lady that took care of him. Just saying again, thank you for taking care of him. Hang in there, you can do it. I would probably give her a little bit of provisioning, because we filled up provisioning in the city. So giving her a bit of bread in here and there to stay strong. And we will come back after we've been in the woods.
all right. Bless you.
You too. And then, well, we will remembering the trail through the woods, would it be even possible for a horse to get through there?
Yes,
Because
it would, but it would. Yes, it would, but it would take a lot longer than if you went on foot.
Okay, I think then we would try and see if we can leave the horse here. Not sure if there's food for him though.
Make an investigation check.
Let's see. 16?
There is stables, but the easiest thing would actually be to leave him in one of the fields inside because they haven't harvested them. So there is plenty of, like greenery that he could eat.
Which we would not be worried that they are poisoned.
The poisoning came from the well.
Okay.
But I mean, regardless, even if he was given hay there, it would.
Yeah, that's why it's
so,
a question.
Unless, of course, you could, or you could say, okay, you're gonna. I mean, you probably took food with you for him as well, because So,
although we said basically along the way he would find at least grass and so on, even if it's not the prettiest, bloomiest place. But it's not like a desert out there.
No, it's
and
not
outside
at all,
of the
actually.
village. Yeah. It's not all poisoned. It's still not healthy.
I mean, you could take him some way into the.
I think we would do that. We
Into
would
the
take
forest.
him, although then he's on his own. Let's just take him, to be honest. Then it will take a bit longer. So be it. We will take Buttercup. We will not leave you here, darling. But probably we will ride as long as we can, and then we would switch to walking and taking and pulling him basically them behind us.
Okay, so you make your way up the road again for a while, and then when you have to turn left because there are these markings. So you turn left into the woods. You start leading Buttercup by the reins, and again you see those, as you now know, totems that are hanging there, that are shaking
Invitation.
and rattling in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you come to the clearing.
Okay.
Do you just step out into the clearing, or do you take
We
a look?
would just step out in the clearing, probably even call out hello, and just see what happens.
Well, you have been heard, you have been seen as well, and you meet the sisters 3. Well, actually not the sisters 3, because that's the sisters 4. We have the 3, witches.
Names.
Antha.
Why did I did not mark a single thing. What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna give you the names again. Ira Crane.
No, I have Ira.
Yeah, Calliope.
Calliope, Stone, Antha Shade, and Ira Crane. There I have
Correct.
it. I just did
Yeah,
mark it.
that is them. Yeah.
Mark it.
And they say, "Oh, you're back." So, what happened? Did you get help?
Yes, at least they promised to ride for the village and help. Mm-hmm. They were very thankful that we brought the body of their dead brother.
And what about her?
I'm still not sure. Has she done anything? Did she behave?
Well, she's tried to escape a couple of times. We managed to bind her, but it's taking all of our powers to keep her at bay. She has we need to find a power source, but while we're holding on to her, we cannot actually do that. But she does want to talk to you. She said when you were back, she wanted to talk to you because she had a message for you.
Oh, she just wants to kill me. That's probably all. Well, before we talk to her, one curious question.
Yes.
In the woods here, there is a house. Probably close to one of the trees, I suspect. But basically, how did they call it? Like the manor house.
Manor. Manor. Yes. But it's,
Manor. I was with magic.
Okay, Mana.
The manor house, the magical house. A guy called Rennick built it somewhere here. Do you know of the house?
Yes, I do.
The Brotherhood of Light is interested in that house. We didn't agree on the job because they are not nice people, I have to say. I'm still thankful they are helping the poor people in the village, but holy moly.
They're not helpful? They're not friendly? Why? What did they do?
They are very... Well, they saved basically everyone. They were the only ones who put the bad man away. They are big fat liars.
Well, they don't like us. That is...
Well, that's their loss.
Yeah, you see, we are kind of at the opposite ends of the way we view life. They believe that life is governed by their God, and we believe that life comes from nature, and that it is our duty to take care of all life. They are very dedicated to human life only, and there's been a struggle between them and the Sisters for a very long time. They did a lie to bring down
Drago,
now
they are like, we never did anything with them, why would we? I don't like that kind of, like, taking the glory and not sharing it.
Yeah, sometimes it's, you see, the Brotherhood of the Light consists of several dozen brothers and sisters, and I'm pretty sure that many of them are completely devoted to their God, and the only thing that they are interested in is really helping and healing, and it is what they do. But then every so often you will meet somebody who is more into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes also they're interested in the station that they have in this life and want to further this.
Yes, we definitely met one of those. Two of those. Well, one has the higher station, but the other one wants to take that seat.
Oh.
The
That
only
doesn't bode
interesting
well.
thing is they say in that house there's an artifact or relic that has
They said that?
power against darkness. They have no idea where it is. I'm quite sure someday you will see some of them in the forest here, probably.
I mean, the thing is that it's not really a house, it's more like a ruin at this stage. It's the land is taking back what is rightfully its own. So
The question is if the artifact is really helping against the darkness, if we can use it around here to maybe fight her or help the village. I'm not sure.
I mean, we would need to know what the artifact is. What did he say it was?
He didn't, because then he got quite nasty talking about you guys, and I decided that's it. He didn't really understand why I said no, but his bad.
At that moment, Wellen says, "Oh, so you had a falling out with another person."
I didn't have a falling out. They're still helping to save all the people that you slowly are killing because you are the most evil around here. I still don't understand why you hate all your people so much that raised you. It's quite bizarre to me.
Am I really the most evil?
Yes.
Have you looked in the mirror recently? So who gave you all that power?
The power to help is mine alone, and that is a very good power, and that is something that you have no idea of.
Well, I know exactly where you hail from. You know what they say, it takes one to know one. You're not the only one with a pact around here, Missy.
Well, obviously you wouldn't have the power from your own. You're not capable of that.
Neither are you.
I never said I am. And I have nothing to throw at her. I hate that. It's like,
Yeah.
do I have silence? No, sadly.
You could witch bolt her, or burning hands her, or, you have plenty of things. Scorching ray.
Well, I can hurt a lot. I can...
You can command her. You can try and command her.
Well, I tried that once. It did not work out well. So be it.
No, but I mean, you see, the thing is, we two, the two of us together, we could be great. Combining
Are
our
you
powers.
insane? Yes, why am I asking? You are insane. Exclamation mark. And you are the worst. I don't even want to compare it to any kind of animal. She will walk at least in what looking distance to Wellen. You are worthless. Killing all these people in this I'm missing words in English.
In this what?
Cowardly way. If you want to hurt someone, then face them, fight them, hurt them. You don't do it this way. This is the most cowardly, poorly, most pathetic way ever. You are the most pathetic person I've met in a very long while.
Well,
And the
we'll
only
just wait
question
and
is,
see what
give me
happens when your
one-
master asks you more of that.
Well, that is the thing between me and my master. Give
So
me
what did you have to
reason.
give up to get your powers?
That is none of your business. I didn't give up anything, to be honest. I gained
So you
freedom.
say, and so you think.
You have
Like I said, mark my words.
one chance. Give me a reason why I should keep you alive.
Oh, you're talking about me and killing people, and now you are taking a very close step to the dark side.
It's
Killing
not
an
the dark
innocent.
side. You
Killing
are not
some-
innocent. You know how many people you killed? You know how many? Your father is suffering so much. How did he deserve that? How?
I'm
He's a
telling
good
you now,
man.
Life here is terrifying at best.
And
I'm
that's his
doing them a
fault.
favor.
You are
I
not.
am releasing them. But yeah, go ahead. Kill an unarmed woman.
Oh.
Weak.
Wisdom save 1.
Okay,
Means
then go ahead.
she will look at Min.
Min is looking between the two of you. Let me see how she's doing. Wisdom save. Oh, wisdom is actually her good stat.
And while she looks at Min,
12.
Min will see the shadow blade appearing in Lyra's hand.
Has she seen that before? Is that a new
Yes.
thing? It's
No,
okay.
it's not a new thing.
Okay. Okay. Are you also changing the way you look? Well, not consciously, but is it changing?
Not. Although honestly, with that wisdom, yes.
Yeah.
And it's not the happy-go-lucky that comes out. It's definitely the kind of broken, kind of necrotic, angry. Although honestly, she is angry, but she's not.
I mean, the question is she crazy angry or is she controlled angry?
She is very controlled angry.
Then you can look however you want.
Because she has no intention of scare someone. Because she's not worth it. She should be scared. If not, she's just stupid. I think she would go with one of the things she has, and that's the inner radiance. I think she would start lighting up. She would get brighter. Problem is, Min needs to few steps back, not to be her. Although Lyra will step forward.
Min will definitely take a couple of steps back because she's never seen you radiate like this.
Because then each creature within 10 feet of me takes 2 radiant damage, which is not much, but it takes.
It hurts if you only have
It
21
hurts.
hit points.
So she would she would walk over to Wellen, would take the shadow blade, and she would at least try to end her life, and she would not even be bothered by Wellen being bound up.
Okay. Then make an attack. And you don't have to make an attack roll. You roll twice your damage because this is a critical hit because you're basically she can't do anything.
Okay, I will still roll, so I can. It would be a 20 anyhow, but to get the
Okay.
damage. So damage 1 is the best and the worst of all. So 9 psychic damage, and you said the second one. 8.
Okay.
If not, she would go on as long as Wellen still is alive, and she would probably just stop when.
Yeah. Okay. So
She
the way
has
this
a
works
minute.
is-
Then the
Yeah.
blade disappears.
yeah. The thing is, you actually drive her through.
Okay.
You know enough about human physiology, assuming that this is a human being that you're facing, that you know
She would mainly go for
if you do this, then they die. And
Although no, she would go for the heart, to be honest. She would go for the heart.
yeah, if you stab
In
someone in the heart,
this
they're dead
case,
as well.
it would be for the heart, definitely.
She doesn't even get to say anything, but from her face you see a look of surprise. Okay, you have just killed a human being in very cold blood.
Mm-hmm. In Lyra's mind, there was no good outcome. We can't let her go. And the witches can't focus all their energy for the rest of Welland's lifetime to keep her put. They have more important things to do. And Welland did not even feel remorse in any kind of single inch of an hair.
Do you feel remorse?
I think not at the moment. It might set in later. I think at the moment it was just, it had to be done. The blade disappears with the moment that she sees that Welland is not breathing anymore.
So Welland collapsed on the ground. She has her eyes open as dead people do. And Min Sharai actually runs towards her and basically looks at her. She knows enough. And she looks at you and she says...
Also, I think with the moment that Welland collapses, the light disappears as well. Because Lyra is now calm.
You killed her.
That was the only way to go. We can't let her go outside and kill more people. And we can't have the witches taking care of her for the rest of their lives. I could have asked my master if he wanted a new play toy, but that would have been much more evil. She said it herself, the world here is hard, and she thought she was helping. So I helped her. Gave her her own medicine. Now everyone can get back to what they should be doing.
Min gets up and she walks over to the three ladies who have been watching all the time, and she has a few words with them. And they essentially, one of them hands her a spade.
Honestly, Lyra would have, if not, she would follow shortly after Min, and she would ask if they would have like a blanket or anything we could wrap her in and give her proper burial.
Min walks into the forest, not looking back, with a spade over her shoulder, probably digging a grave.
Okay.
And you get a blanket from the ladies to wrap the body in.
I would wrap the body, and I'm not sure if I would be strong enough with a -1 strength to carry her, but maybe asking the witches if they can heave her together with me on Buttercup.
Yeah,
and I would carefully basically walk with Buttercup in the direction where Min went.
You, that's not a problem. By the time you get there, she has made a good start.
Although the question is, shouldn't she be buried in... No. I think Lyra is hesitating if her father would like to have a body to bury her. Would be difficult to explain. We will bury her here.
Just a tad. And she
basically... wolves, what?
Yeah. So she basically starts. She's made some progress, although of course there wasn't that much time. And I'm told, or I actually imagine that this idea of digging a grave, it does take time. I mean, even breaking open the earth, even the top crust, and then so it takes a while. And she is
Lyra would at least, if Min lets her, Lyra would help at least to loosen the earth with her quarterstaff. Like loosen it so it's easier to get through.
Yeah, you can do that. She lets you. But she is, I mean...
I think we're both quiet. I don't think any one of us will say anything.
Yeah.
The horse is probably the most talkative.
And of course the cat.
Oh,
Darling.
I'm not sure. That's a good question. What does the cat even say? Because I would just put down the backpack and she can roam whatever she likes to do.
Darling does a little bit of mouse hunting, finds nothing, unfortunately. She's a bit grumpy. But she really likes the horse, so she looks at you and she makes it clear, she meows that she wants you to put her on the back of the horse. So that she has a good vantage point.
Okay. We can do that.
So she sits on the horse, and she looks around, and she's got this regal look that cats are wont to have. And after a while, I would say it does take you the better part of, or even probably close to 2 hours to have the grave dug, to put the body in, and then to close it up again.
I think in between Lyra would look at Min. Are we safe that she will not come back when we just bury her?
She looks at you and she says, "What do you suggest? Cut off her head?"
I have no idea, because I don't understand how this land works. Should I ask the witches what they think, at least? They know much better what it's around here.
Go talk to them.
Lyra will run off towards the witches, and she will look for the witches, and she will just blankly ask them if it's safe to bury someone in this grounds.
That is a really interesting question.
Because they should know at least the woods and also have a feeling about nature here, I suspect at least. I don't want to have a powerful lich created because we buried her and then, no, I'm back, dead, but powerful more than ever.
That is a really good question. Because I know that they have a very interesting thing about bringing people back from the dead. They call it medicomancy.
Oh.
Uh-huh. It doesn't actually say what happens when you die. If you stay... Well, actually, it kind of depends on how you die. If you die because if a vampire bites you, or if you're bitten by if it's lycanthropy, then that's again different. Well, let me see what they think. Oh, okay.
Also, we don't want to, I don't know, get evil things in the earth around here and make it even worse.
I believe that...
because the question is, should we rather burn her than bury her? Because I'm quite sure Lyra would know about different versions, because I think in the bigger cities you will have burning as well as burial, depending on what your belief is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you are in a wood, because the problem with burning human bodies is simply it is extremely fuel intensive, because you need very high degrees centigrade to actually burn a human body that is fresh, as it were. So being in a forest that's possible, they look at each other and then they say, the issue is that we don't know where she gets her power from, or where she got her power from. Depending on who it is, they may claim her and they may try to bring her back or something. So burning her would be a good idea. If you've already started burying her, you can just basically use
We can use that as
that as a pit,
piling up. Yeah.
and then just
Then we will do that. Is it then okay that we, well, some trees will have to suffer for this and help?
Having said this, you have seen enough undergrowth that you could use, and dried branches and stuff that you can use.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then
They also
don't worry if you see fire close by.
Okay, so you burn the body.
Yes, because we are not, at least Lyra is not in a rush. She wants to do it properly and, weirdly enough, respectfully properly. It's not like we're dumping her and running away.
So, I mean, that is going to take a while, especially if you want to stay and see that it actually works.
Yes.
Okay, so now I would say that night has fallen. It is now becoming dark. You are in the woods.
Also, before we burn her, Lyra would have still gone through her pockets. And just also here see if she has any kind of signs, medallion, coins.
No.
Anything like that, okay.
Yeah. And then after, I want to say this is going to take a couple of hours. Once everything is burnt down, Min starts to fill the pit with the earth that she's dug out and, like basically put the soil on top.
I would help.
And then she says, well, that's that then.
I honestly think the world here is now a little bit better.
Yes, maybe.
I'm still very sorry for her father. I'm quite sure he did not raise her to be this.
Well, we can't tell him. We shouldn't. We will just not, if somebody asks us, we will not tell them. It's just that she went into the woods and, as long as he doesn't know, there's still hope.
Shouldn't he know that she's dead?
No.
But then he can find his peace with it. If not, he will, as soon as he's fit, he will start running in the woods searching for her.
Well, first he needs to get fit, then we can still tell him. But at the moment, we should just let it go.
I think we should ask the witches if we can spend the night with them. I don't
Sure.
think we should walk through the woods.
Somehow I think that the woods are not against us, but I agree. Let's go. So you go back to the clearing?
Yep.
You lead the horse. Darling has now curled up on top of the horse. It's perfect. And you ask the witches, and they welcome you to, but they say, well, this is not where we live. Would you like to come to our place? We don't live in the clearing. We do have a house.
If you're fine with it sharing it, yes. We will not tell anyone where it is.
No, absolutely. We just stayed here while she was around because, of course, we're not going to disclose where we live to an enemy.
Understand.
So they lead you into, deeper into the forest.
That's
Duh. And they actually have it's a wooden structure. It's a house. It's a log cabin. Quite sizable. It also looks quite old, so there's a lot of moss that's been growing on it and lichen for a long time. You can tell, and it's weathered, but it's solid. And they also have stables. They have a donkey. So basically, you can stable Buttercup there if you like.
Yes.
With a donkey.
Yes, I think they would enjoy company.
And then they invite you inside, and it's got a main room where, it's like the living room. There's a table there, there's the fireplace there, the hearth. Also, that's where they cook, and there's a lot of, like you would imagine it, there is herbs hanging from the ceiling to dry. There's a cauldron, of course. And there's like, you know, little pots and pans and little, you know, like small jars with whatever. And it smells. It smells of herbs and pine trees. And then they basically say, okay, well, we have the rooms where we sleep are upstairs, so we can give you one of the rooms there.
We can also just curl up here.
No, we have enough room. We have 5 rooms. Okay. You can have one. That's not a problem. And so now we would normally cook. What would you like to eat?
If you can spare anything, whatever you like to cook. We are not picky.
Well, tonight it's venison.
Looking over to Min, Lyra literally doesn't care. She will eat anything.
Min is fine with everything that is put in front of her. So they start cooking, and it's venison stew with potatoes. Lots of herbs.
Smells good.
Do eat. This is clean food.
Lyra definitely will dig in.
And they offer you tea as well, or fresh water, or both, whatever you want. So it's herbal tea.
While we eat, I think Lyra would go back to the manor house, or the ruins, basically. Asking the 3 witches, would it be maybe, because I think everyone needs every kind of help they can get against whatever's happening here. Would it be an idea that Min and I go there, see if we can find the artifact and bring it here, and we can have a look at it together, if it's helpful or not. If it's not helpful, we can still give it to the mighty light people.
Or destroy it, depending on what it does.
Or destroy it, depending on what it is. Because honestly, I believe that they want to do good, but I'm not sure if all of them really want to do good.
Like I said, I think that many things have happened where people did things that they thought they did and were for the best. I don't believe that the Brothers of Light, any of them, had any ill intentions. However, it is a fact that the Sisters 4 were vanquished and they had allied with them. And the only way we can imagine that this would have happened is if they were betrayed by them. They did fight Drygo to a standstill together, but maybe in the end they were afraid of them.
Or they used a weak point, distracted.
Because I will be honest with you. Your mother and her sisters are nothing to be trifled with. They are very powerful, and they can be brutal. They are nature incarnate, if you like. And nothing is as brutal as a snowstorm. Nothing is as soft as water, but who can withstand the raging flood?
Lyra would look over to Min. Would it be okay for you if we...
I think everything helps, and I think the more we find out about what's been going on, the easier it may be to fight this vampire, or to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And well, and if we find that it is actually maybe a healing object, then yes, we could always give it to the Brothers of the Light, or Brotherhood of the Light.
Also, would it be possible that we leave Buttercup, our horse, with you here? Because honestly, they are not made for the woods, and here we know they are in good company. I think the donkey and they get along quite well.
Yeah, his name is Silas. And I'm pretty sure that Silas and Buttercup will enjoy their company.
Then we wouldn't have to worry about them.
No, you don't need to worry about either of them, and especially not Buttercup. We will take very good care of them.
I have no doubts.
But then we will have to give you provisions.
A little bit would be good, yes. We don't need much. Also, just while we are sitting here, have you ever heard of a troll that is called Rat Stretcher? He kidnaps animals for his fun and pleasure.
We have heard of him. The birds and rabbits tell us things. It seems like he's a lost soul. You see, I don't know what you know about trolls, but trolls aren't inherently evil. They live off the land like everybody else. They are predators, much like humans. But they are not unnecessarily cruel. Cruelty, I don't want to believe in true evil. I believe that we are all capable of great evil and great good. But some choose a weird path, the wrong path.
And they keep on choosing the wrong path.
And they keep on choosing the wrong path. And in his case, it doesn't look like he's much of a choice.
Because we had a companion that wanted to go there to save their friends. Also,
All right.
again, looking at Min, and I'm a little bit worried about the little one.
Well, I mean, you will see many interesting things that you may not know from home. They look like animals, but they are not.
Well, he said that he was... Oh God. Brain. She. Ruto is a she? Was it a he? She?
I think it was
They?
a they.
It was a they. Because I jumped in between.
Yeah.
Well, Ruto
They didn't
said,
really talk about that side of things.
No. Ruto said that they are a fey creature, a sprite, and they knew my mother, which again is highly annoying to me, but... And they...
Why is it
basically-
annoying to you that people know your mother?
Because
Your
everyone
mother
knows
is-
my mother except of me, which is kind of a very bizarre.
Well, but maybe now is the time that you can... I truly believe that it is your task here to free her.
Well, my task is to do as my master says, and that's not to free her. Sadly, so.
She looks at you and she says, "Are you aware that fiends lie, just like us?
Yes.
So maybe he is not telling you the whole truth."
He never
Have you
tells
ever
me the
thought of
whole
that?
truth. Why should he? He's the
So-
superior being of us two.
So maybe he knows about your mother.
That might be. I highly doubt that his idea is that I should save her.
You never know.
Opposite ends of the medallion?
But if there was no darkness, how could the light shine?
I think it depends if the vampire you have here, he wants to get rid of it. My mother might be a nice help, but I'm not sure if he really wants to. I think he's still collecting data, to say so. I don't think he made up his mind yet.
The vampire or your master?
My master. I think the vampire has a clear plan. Destroying everything and then packing things and leaving. To do it in another world just over again.
You
But
see,
in
we have,
company of his new best buddy.
you see, we have fiends here as well. And while, yes, they are on the opposite end of the spectrum from the Sisters 4, I and they would say so as well, if you walk in the one direction long enough, you will come out at the other end. It's a circle. It's not a line.
I honestly don't think that my master is pure evil. We have people with fiendish blood here and there, and they are not evil. He's treacherous, and he has his own agenda. And that's who I'm working for.
As did your mother.
Well, not for him.
No, but she also had her own agenda.
Well, everyone
And she was following it through ruthlessly. She's awe-inspiring.
See where all of this leads, but I'm still worried about Ruto not being able to take on the red stretcher.
Well, then you should be going there tomorrow.
I honestly think the artifact is more important.
But didn't you say that he was going to the manor house, or they were going to the manor house anyway?
They don't know where it is. They're not going there at the moment. I think. I'm not sure.
Well, you will see. Maybe it is. Because, I mean, a manor house would be a perfect hiding place for a troll. They are quite tall. And they like their creature comforts. They don't like sleeping outdoors. They usually, inhabit abandoned houses, ruins. That's where they live.
The question is, where in which direction are the ruins of the
Well,
manor
you go
house?
north from here towards where you came from, towards the city, San Sebastian. You can keep in the woods here and just keep going due north. You will be there probably, if you leave early enough, by nightfall tomorrow. You can't really miss it. Just keep going due north. I will give you something that will tell you how to find true north. And she basically gets up and she goes to one of the, she has those, they have those chest of drawers, and she takes out...
If compass is working, Lyra has a compass. She knows where north is. I have navigator tools. I can navigate and have
Okay,
things.
good. In that case, she gives you something, and it's interesting because it is a piece of metal that has been wrought in the form of a ship, and it's suspended from a piece of string, and she basically gives it a twirl, and then it starts spinning, and then it basically begins to stop spinning, and then it does this undulating motion until it fixes its stern true north. So this is a compass, only she doesn't know the name. She says this is
The thing is, Lyra would pull out her compass. She hasn't used it so far because she didn't need to, but she would be curious if it's even working here, because we are clearly not in our world.
It aligns perfectly with the stern of the ship.
Yours is much prettier, I have to say.
No, actually, what is the front of the ship? Is that the bow? No, stern is back, so it's the bow. It's aligned with the bow.
I have no idea how the English words are for ships.
Yeah, bow, front.
Macht aber Sinn, Bug in German.
Yeah.
Bow.
Yeah.
So it's close at least. I think Lyra is in between of, would it be offensive to give it back because it's so pretty and I don't actually need it? But is that the only one you have?
It is the only one we have. It comes from a metal that's not of this world. It fell from the sky.
Then it's much too precious for us to use. We have our own guidance. And Lyra would show them.
They are, it's like a normal compass, I assume, with also okay, she looks at it, she's very impressed, and she says, well, then that's good, because you have your own guidance, as you said. And she takes the ship and she puts it back, and she says, but if you lose yours don't forget, you can have this one.
Honestly, yours is definitely much more beautiful than... Well, but it works. It functions. Okay.
Yeah, it's old. It was made by a smith who's long dead now.
But he knew his work. It's really,
He did.
really beautiful.
Okay. It's in the form of a ship because it used to live on a ship. Well, live.
I think navigation mainly comes from the ship people. I got it also from an old sailor.
All right, then I guess we have a plan. So do you want to leave tomorrow?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We will leave
Alright,
Buttercup with you and leave as early as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, Min, we are lucky and have basically, how do you say? Two goals with one stone?
And she says, then I will prepare some food and Calliope, maybe you could do some of your work as well. And Calliope nods and she starts brewing something. And she says, tomorrow I'm going to give each of you a small flask. Take it if you are really hurt.
Oh.
And you get you each get a potion of healing.
Whoop, whoop. We will not say no to that.
No, because that's useful.
I'm also still asking myself, why on earth do I have navigator tools? But I'll take it.
It's from your background merchant.
Yeah, it's definitely a background.
Mm-hmm.
Because potion brewing would be something that Lyra would so enjoy and be so curious, but I don't think she learned much. Except a few single ones, and it's probably more fake ones that don't really do.
Well, I mean, at least, you make really nice... Oh, no, you didn't make the candy yourself that you were selling,
No.
right? It was made by somebody else. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Honestly, at least half of her store she brought from the other store.
Did you leave anything for him? No,
Yes.
You did. You didn't steal everything.
No, he has the bigger... Everything that is more like weapon, armory, things like that. Anything she couldn't quickly get out, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she took whatever made sense and was easy to grab.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds like a plan. Do you want to set a watch, or do you just assume that you will be...
No, we will be safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go
We
to
have
sleep.
a donkey outside. He will definitely make alarm if anything weird appears.
That is true. That is true. And then, of course, you've got
And we have a
Darling.
cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And basically, so you go to sleep, or you go to your room rather. Min does the thing that she does, where she basically sits down cross-legged and she closes her eyes, and she does what she calls meditating.
Lyra will just curl up, close her eyes, take a deep breath, and probably fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would talk to Darling and would ask Darling if Darling wants to come.
Mm-hmm.
She will not be allowed to hunt any rats or mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she wants to stay here with the nice ladies.
Oh, I see. Okay. This is now difficult.
We would clearly return to pick her up again, but
okay, so she kind of
can
like...
sleep over it. She can decide
She will decide tomorrow. So then you go to sleep. After a while, of course, Min also goes to sleep. And you dream.
Okay.
And it is a dream of... You hear the sounds of the forest as you go to sleep. So as you're falling asleep, you hear the wind in the trees. You hear the night birds, like owls and so on. And you smell the smells of this house that you're not used to. And you hear the house itself. You know, when you're somewhere that you haven't slept before, you can hear everything. It's like, you know, the floorboards are creaking, you know. Is that a mouse that is basically running around in the walls, whatever? And those sounds and those smells carry over into your dream, and you dream that you are standing on a very high mountain. It's a very tall mountain. Or is it? Is it an island that's in the middle of the sea? Because you can hear the noise of water. Because you know what the sea sounds like. You come from Linolin, and that is by the sea. It's a harbor, town, city. And then you hear the sound of waves crashing. And then you look down from the mountain, but then you see, no, it's not waves at all. You see the treetops of a vast forest. And they are shaking in the wind very rhythmically. And yeah, and you also see in the distance, you see, as you look around, you see 4 clearings around you. And they seem to be aligned in a way. And they are very clearly visible. And in each of them, you see a pocket of darkness that seems to be sitting there, which is very weird because the sun is out and it's shining down, and it feels warm on your skin, and it's bright and broad daylight, and you can see the sun in the green treetops reflecting off the leaves, but there are 4 pockets of darkness in those 4 clearings. And you wake up in the morning because it's almost dawn and you're being woken by Calliope.
Did the clearings look any close to the beautiful clearings that we have here in the woods with the tree?
You didn't see that clearing.
Okay.
You didn't see a forest that you would recognize.
Okay.
So,
Just, okay.
very good point, but no. And actually, Darling has made up her mind. She's going to stay. You know, somebody needs to look after Buttercup. And if she can't have any mice, then what's the point, really?
He or she can go hunting without problems.
Yeah, because she was eyeing Ruto, and then you told her that she can't have Ruto.
Yeah,
So.
and we will have best case more Rutos out there to save, so no. We'll be back soon. I think also the dream she would share with Min as well as the witches.
Min is fascinated because, as you know, Min can't dream. She doesn't know what dreaming is. She understands that this is a thing because when she closes her eyes, her mind goes off to a very dark place where the dark veil hunts the Quori who didn't ally with them. So for them, dreaming is a terrible thing, so they don't dream. And the witches are like, that is interesting.
It might explain why the 4 are still kind of stuck. Not here.
That is probably a very prophetic dream that you just had. You saw the evil that's keeping them bound. You probably saw their fanes. So Fane or Fanum is basically a sacred deity place. I don't know what the difference is between that and, or if it's just a word for a sacred place, but there are 4 fanes, that's what they tell you, 1 for each of them, and they all are aligned with their element. But then Calliope says, yeah, but I mean, there is 1 in the mountains. And then she says, yeah, the fanes are in their element. But maybe those 4 clearings are where they are kept. Or the 4 clearings are where the keys are kept to their prisons.
You said 1 is in the mountains?
Well, we've got 1 of the sisters. She's the sister of the mountains. Her sanctuary is on the top of a mountain.
Well, Maybe we will get more signs with more dreams.
Maybe. And I think it's interesting again that you should be dreaming of this.
Well, Min can't, even if she would like to.
Yeah, but she's also not the daughter.
She is a daughter.
Yes, but she's not the daughter. And then Ida says, you really are making this difficult for everybody, right?
Nothing is easy.
Why don't you want to accept it? Is it so bad that she left you? You don't even know why.
It just sounds very bizarre that a girl like me should have a mother like that. We couldn't be farther away from each other.
I am not so sure. You are young, but you are already formidable.
I grew up surrounded by evilness and treacherousness.
And that means you can't be her daughter because... Or does this mean this is why you are the way you are?
I don't think someone like me is good enough to be that kind of daughter.
She looks at you and she says, obviously you don't know very much about mothers, do you?
Well, with all my life seen so far, I'm not a strong person. I'm easy to manipulate. And I have a pact with the devil. Lifelong, never ending.
I guess
Farther away than I could ever be.
I guess we all have our problems, don't we?
Looks like it. So,
when you do meet her, she will know.
well, she doesn't really know that throwing around feathers is the most annoying thing ever. So I'm not sure if she will know. But now you will have the problem because you will have a little troublemaker, and I'm very thankful you will look out for her. Looking at Darling.
Darling
You'll be
is...
mouse free for sure. If you have mice you like, please keep them safe from that little hunter.
She looks at you scandalized because you're again trying to get somebody to take her prey away from her.
Yeah. She has to live with that.
She huffs at you. She huffs at you. This is not, I mean, seriously, what are you doing?
I love you too. And
She
see
looks
you
away and
hopefully
she drinks some more milk.
in a little bit.
Well, of course, we expect you back.
It's a troll. I've never faced a troll. I've no idea what to await.
The three of them look at each other. If the troll is the only thing that you're facing, you'll be fine.
Okay. Squishy 21 hit points later. One troll is dead.
So you set out. They give you plenty of provisions and water as well. And you make your way due north. You follow your compass.
Mm-hmm.
And the woods, the forest there is, of course, it gets darker and darker, like literally the further you get away from the witches. And they give us tables.
Oh God.
Oh.
You meet a red dragon.
No, actually, the darkness for just a second recedes, and it seems like somebody turned on the light, and before you see a beautiful tree. It looks very different from the other trees. It looks a lot stronger in a way, not as crippled. not as dark. On the contrary, it is a pure green. And it's kind of trying to defy the malevolence of the surrounding forest. It's standing there like a pillar of love, of light, of life. And you can now make an Arcana check if you like.
15.
Very good.
Oh, we had a long rest, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You notice that this is some kind of magic that emanates from this tree. And it is definitely positive magic. And you would say that it is probably it's probably evocation magic. You have a feeling that it might be a good idea to take a rest underneath this tree. Do you want to rest underneath the tree?
We haven't rested so far. Should we take at least a short snack break then?
Yeah.
And I think when we sit down, Lyra could not stop herself. We will have like slightly translucent tiny butterflies flying around because it just fits this
Very nice.
immensely well. And I think Lyra would look at the tree and would just nod slightly. Nice to meet you.
The boughs rustle, the boughs move a little bit and the leaves rustle, and you're pretty sure you're hearing a voice in your head saying, "I bow to the daughter."
You might be mistaken, but still, thank you very much.
So you have you eat a little bit, you sit down a little bit, you stretch your legs. It's like a short rest, and you can now remind yourself that for the next session and this one you have a plus. Sorry, no, I'm lying. You have advantage on all ability checks.
Nice.
And
Then before we leave, it would be a thank you for giving us a nice place to rest and stay and feel strong again.
And as you keep walking, you suddenly hear a noise that it's like a cry, but it's an inhuman cry. It's like a panicked animal. And you see 3 arrows flying. Not towards you, but past you.
I will look in the direction where the arrows came from.
You see 3 men in really human men, so basically male humans they're in very rough homespun clothes. They don't look like villagers. They look more like people who may be living in the wild, and they are running out of the woods, and they are from your right, and they're running towards your left, and that's also where you heard the cry from.
Lyra would go out walking. I'm not sure what Min would do, but hunting for food is... I think the only thing Lyra would do, it sounded like an animal, didn't it?
It did. You keep walking and you see a white elk. And a calf. And they are being trapped. So basically they've fallen into a trap and these people are probably going to hunt them.
Lyra is probably exactly like this. Not a calf. Shall we help them?
Make a knowledge nature roll. Or actually history in your case.
It's the same roll. Makes no difference. Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
I know this one by name.
Yes, you know this. And it is actually white elks are always associated with the deities of nature in your world. They are very, very rare.
Mm-hmm.
And you should not hunt them unless you want to be cursed for the rest of your life.
As a teenager, I would now be like, well, Mom, what would we do now, eh? Let's say.
It's good that you're already 21, so you don't have to say this.
But in her mind, that would be the scenario just going. But yeah, we would. I suspect Min would help, but Lara would try to get them both out. I don't know, using wood. How is the trap looking? What kind of trap is it?
Well, it's more like they have been. It's more like one of those net traps that they fall into, and then they're basically they're not suspended in the air or down somewhere, but it's like they are tangled up in a net. Yeah.
Yeah. Then normal knife out, because we both have a knife clearly on our belt. Not
Okay,
for
make an
fighting, but
animal
for
handling
cutting.
check, or if you have any magic that you would like to use.
Let me see. Does that only work on... One needs to understand me. Why do I have so many things? I will do animal handling, but I will... Oh no, you said we have advantage on it, right?
Ah, you're right. She also gets advantage. Okay, that's better.
Because I could only give me advantage on it. Concentration. Oh, I have advantage on con saves for concentration on spells. Didn't know that. Nope. I will just do animal handling. Wow. This is a big no. I rolled a 9.
Okay, she has an 18.
That's much better.
She manages to calm them.
And I will work with the knife and try to free them.
At that moment, those men approach you and they say, "This is ours, what are you doing?"
Lyra will turn around, just looking at them. You have no right to hunt creatures like this.
And who are you to tell us this?
Sent from the gods, obviously.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage.
Yes.
16.
Okay. Can you actually do something about it? Can I roll against this to see if I'm persuaded?
Insight would be...
Oh, I roll insight. Okay, insight is wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah. No, wisdom.
Yeah, no.
I think also I would use minor illusion to give the elks a little glow. Like a little sparkle.
Oh, okay. I mean, if I had managed this roll, then I would have to roll with disadvantage now. So basically, they are.
You know that white elks are for the deities and the gods. This land is cursed enough. You don't want to have the gods that are left against you. You never want to find food again.
They are. You can tell that you're having an impact, and they run.
Okay.
They run.
And given them some of our rations, but well.
You can. Min says,
No.
well, we can still leave them. Like leave the rations here. Maybe they come back.
They will not come back here, believe me.
All right.
Let's free them. Let's free them.
You you free the animals and
I think the only thing Lyra would do as we free them, Lyra would bow in front of the elk, not knowing if the elk understands, but at least she believes that animals can get a feeling. Maybe sometimes, depends on your animal handling, what you really mean, but at least like doing a big bow and keeping distance.
the calf is still, she's not panicked anymore, but she is afraid of people who look like humans, which you clearly do. But the mother, and she basically presses against her mother's side, but the mother approaches you, and she lowers her head, because she is an elk, so she is quite tall. And she comes very close with her nose to yours, and you can feel that warm animal breath on you, and she snorts a little, like, and then she looks into your eyes, and the eyes are definitely the eyes of an elk or of an animal, but there is something behind there that is some kind of intelligence that is not animal-like. And then she slowly retreats into the forest. Min says,
Okay.
You're making fast friends very quickly.
I don't understand them, sadly.
Your mum seems to be all the rage. I'm so looking forward to meeting her. If she's anything like her, like you.
I hope not.
Why?
I pointed things out earlier. They still stand. Although I have to say, with all the things she might have given me by accident, speaking to animals might be helpful in this woods. But well.
It's going to be really interesting to see the two of you together. I think there's a lot of things that the two of you need to work out. You are so full of, I want this, I want that, why wasn't I given this?
I had a crappy life. Thanks to her. And the only one that helped me is my master.
And you are also unhappy about that?
No, I'm thankful for his help and everything that came after. My little shop, the time in the village, meeting you, having Darling. Even this very bizarre, horrible adventure we are on. Everything is better than what was before.
Yeah, but then things are not too bad, are they?
No, but it's not thanks to her. It's thanks to him.
You are a tough nut to crack.
There's no cracking needed. I'm tough, yeah. I have to be. You had a family taking care of you. I did not.
Yeah, until they kicked me out.
True. Family is overrated. Friends are much better.
That is true. And also, you don't mind that I can't read your mind.
I still think that's a very bizarre thing to be able to do. Because I would snoop around in others' heads for sure. And use it for my advantage.
So maybe then I should be happy that you can't do that. Is that something that you can learn over time?
I'm not sure. I will tell you if I can. I will promise, and I will also promise I will not use it on you. I might use it on people coming to my shop to find out what they really, really want.
Is that so?
Might be helpful.
Okay.
Not the kids, obviously, because clearly, candy. Easy one, I don't have to go for that.
That is true, they really like candy, don't they?
Because it would be nice in a shop that you can basically read off their eyes what they really want. That could be great.
But you could also find out other things about them.
It might be helpful as well.
Like, who is betraying whom? Who is unfaithful?
Not sure I want to find that out.
But you would if you just kept looking into people's minds.
Then maybe I should start traveling, because then I never have to meet these people again.
Well, I can tell you that the ones who can do it, and that is everyone of my race, don't really use it for anything interesting. It's more like a way of... I suppose it brings people closer together. Which is why I was never part of anything. Because everyone was always just looking at each other and knew exactly what was going on, what they were thinking. And I always had to ask. They also told me that I was talking too much, which was my way of actually trying to find out what was going on. Because everybody else was just, never mind, let's go.
Well, you're behaving like people around would behave. So you are the one of your family who is not weird around the rest of the world. They will be very awkwardly... Think of them in my village. It would be a really awkward situation for them, because a lot of people talking. Nah. You took the better path, I'm quite sure.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Egoistically for me, you definitely took the better path, because if not, we would have never met. I would be on my own out here. That couldn't be good.
No, that would probably also not be very healthy for you. Please mind that branch.
Dog.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you keep going.
We keep on moving, yeah.
And after a while, you actually come to, the ground changes and it becomes, it becomes quite swampy. And the trees recede and you see before you like a swampy plain, and behind it you see more trees, and on that swampy plain you see the ruins of a house, of a manor. It is quite large, very large in fact, and it is made of stone, obviously. And yes, it is ruined in parts, but it still has a roof over much of its structure, and you can clearly see where there used to be a wall that surrounded it. The wall has now crumbled in many places, or simply sunk into the swamp. Mm-hmm. Like she said, that nature was taking back what was hers, and basically the land is the ruins are being reclaimed by the land and are sinking into the swamp. But you can still see the old gate. Mm-hmm. You can now make a perception check for me, please. Remember, you have advantage.
Does not really help.
Okay.
With a 7.
Okay.
Wow.
But Min points it out to you. She says, oh, look, there are gargoyles
What?
on the posts. And you see
Where?
that there are 2 gargoyles sitting on the posts where the gate was. The gate posts are still there. And one of them is missing a head. The other one isn't.
Poor boy.
What do you do?
Carefully approach, trying to see if we can see any light or movement in the ruins.
You walk towards
That is
the
not a
ruins.
little bird flying in or out, but something bigger.
There is no light, but suddenly you feel somebody tugging on your sleeve.
Oder?
No,
Okay.
the gargoyle
Oh,
has come down from its pillar, and it's
the one
tugging
with
at your
head
sleeve.
or the
The
one
one
without-
the
with
one
head?
with the head.
Okay, good.
And he's trying to kind of pull you back, and he points away from the manor towards where you came from, and basically motions you and kind of tries to... I mean, he's only this tall. I mean, maybe 60
Okay.
centimeters. He's very small. And he's basically tugging at your sleeve, and it looks like he's trying to tell you to go back and not go any further.
Tries to.
And
warn.
it looks very pleadingly at you. You've never seen anything made of stone so animate.
I will kneel down in front of them. And I'll just look at them. Can you understand me?
He nods.
No. Okay. We can't leave. We know it's dangerous, but we are here to rescue friends.
He looks at you and he gesticulates like this, and he's like,
The troll is still in there, isn't he? The rat stretcher.
and he
Did you
nods.
see a little mouse passing by like 2 or 3 days ago? 2 days ago. Our friend came here to save their friends. He went in there,
He nods.
then we will have to follow.
And he holds on to you and he says,
Three of them? Looking at Min. 3 evil things in there would be my translation. Did you get
Yeah.
something else?
and it's a good thing if it's just 3, isn't it?
I'm not sure. As I said, I never met a troll. I have no idea what really. We will be careful. She's a good fighter.
He looks at you very pleadingly, and then he basically holds your hand and tries to, one last ditch effort, tries to drag you, but he's not very strong really.
I would pick him up, but I would set him up next to his friend. Can I see the head of his friend somewhere on the floor?
Make a check.
Investigation, perception.
Whatever
Would
is
it
better
be?
for you.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Well, 10.
You have advantage.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
It's an 8 and a 10. The 10 is
Okay.
the better one.
Oh, she has a natural 20. The two of you look, and you find the head. Yes.
I would take the time for a short bit. I'm not sure if it's that I would probably need more time because I have mending, but mending is more like cracks or so on. This is a very big crack. But it's a cantrip. Basically, you can repeat as long as you like. That's the gap in this little thingy. But she would like to carefully set the head back on his friend and would try to start to do some mending to
I would
see
say
if she
basically
can get it back together.
reading this, it says it must not be longer than 1 foot in length. That's definitely not longer than 1 foot in length, because it's like
Yeah,
very
but it's basically torn. So I would imagine at least it's not like one mending and done. It would take like a few minutes to do this.
Yeah, I would say you can do this, and the mending works. And after a while, the other one is looking at you, and he's kind of like anxiously. It's like, when a child has a plushie and the plushie is being kind of like restuffed, and the child is watching.
I think in between, I would just shake my hands and would look at him. I know his magic will not come back, but at least he would look nice again.
So essentially, after a while, he has been mended.
Yeah.
And the other one looks at him, and he looks at you, and he puts his arm around him and gives him a big kiss. And
Because
you
I
have
can't
restored
put
some magic.
Oh.
He does move.
Oh. Little squee. Excited squee from Lyra.
And the other one jumps up and down, and he basically pulls at your sleeve again, and he makes a motion for you to bend down.
I will do that.
He gives you a little kiss on the cheek.
Oh, I will just give him a little pat on the head. Maybe you should... Well, depends on how it goes. Either you are safe here in the future, or you need to find a new home.
He looks at his friend, and the two of them basically... they seem to be talking to each other, although you can't hear it. And then the other one also chimes in this, you should not be going in there. This is a very bad idea. Please be, on your way in the other direction.
We can't, sorry. We really need to help our friend. But I'm glad that I could help you, and thank you for the warning. We didn't know that 3 are in there.
Then the two of them basically sit down next to each other. This time they're sharing a post. It's big enough for 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are sitting there, and
cross fingers for us.
And they do. They hold up their fingers and they cross them. And so you walk towards the house, or the manor, I should say, and you come to the actual entry to the house, and that's so basically that's a wooden door. It's one of the big doors, like with banded iron on it. But it's
we try to, at least Lyra would try to be
sneaky,
stealthy in the best way, and I rolled a 21.
Okay, so she's got a 21 as well, and a 22. So you are stealthy.
Yep.
And you come to the house, and you see that basically the door is hanging from the hinges. And as you enter, you see that you come into a really it's a semi-large entry hall. It's not that big, but it's but you can see that somebody left this in a hurry because they didn't take anything with them. There are still tapestries, moldy at this stage, hanging from the walls. There are toppled plinths on which there used to stand, I don't know, amphorae or some kind of maybe flower vases or something. And it's dark, it's musty, it smells, it's dank. And everything is moldy. And to the north, there are double doors that lead into into the next room, essentially.
Do we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
What could Oh, 14. It's surprisingly high.
Min hears nothing. You. It's eerily, well, maybe not eerily, it's quiet. You hear water dripping, which is not a surprise because you are in a swamp, but yeah.
I will look at Min, just like whispering to her. We might get company. And she will do minor illusion, which can also be sound.
Okay.
And it will be and I can do it for 30 feet distance. So I would do the sound towards the door. And it would be like a group of mice, like the chattering mice, like a group of mice would be running towards the door.
Very good.
Just to be curious if anyone reacts to it.
You. Okay, then you have to listen one more time after this, after you've done this illusion.
A 12.
It all seems very quiet.
They must be here. Should we just call out for them?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I don't know. All of this sounds like a bad idea. Can
Yes.
also just peek through the door? Let's
Maybe.
peek through the door.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Peek through the door.
Lyra will carefully try to open the door.
The door is actually you can't. It's a double door, and it's only ajar this far. Okay. And you can tell that it's that the door, the wooden parts of the door have swollen with the moisture. You can't really open it easily.
When I look at the floor, does it look like it has been moved recently, like open? Because it would have scratched the floor probably. Investigation or survival, I think. Either
No,
would be-
you don't need to roll investigation. You can do this. That's a good point. It does look like they have been moved. Yeah.
Okay. Well, each one side.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So give me a strength check, please.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh dear.
14.
Okay.
And a 0. You can pick.
Yeah,
The
she has
natural one
13.
is an
She has
option.
30. She has 13 and a
14.
4. So yeah. It doesn't really budge.
Looking around in the room where we are there places we can hide behind?
Okay. Are there
Like
places you
fallen
can hide?
over, I don't know, fallen over table or
Yes, there
bookshelf
is. There
that-
is. You could actually. You see that there's an alcove, and before this is a really is a tapestry that you could hide behind.
We might need to split up around here and find 2 nice places to hide in, and then we will make some noise. Because they will be able to push open that.
Okay. Okay, good idea. She looks at you and then she
I think we would both try to find a nice place to hide and make sure the other one knows where the other one is.
yeah, she tries to she hides behind a kind of like she hides behind a toppled desk kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
She's bad. She's really bad. She rolled a 1 and a 3 on her stealth.
Can I look over and just shake my head to her?
She looks at you and she's like, what?
That's not a good hiding place. I have a 16, which is definitely better. I will give her my space, the behind the tapestry thing. I think that's a good hiding
There
space.
she's a 24.
I will find something else with the 16 that
Yeah.
works decently, halfway.
Okay. So, your idea is now to make a ruckus to attract attention.
Yep, then we would have, let me see, harmless sensory, power, wind, musical notes. Musical notes? Cook, I can warm up things for an hour.
Okay.
I can mark things for an hour. I love
Mark?
this. I never use prestidigitation to its full extent. I only use it for cleaning. It can do so much more. I can create a non-magical trinket or illusory image that can fit in your hand. That's interesting. Nevertheless, minor illusion, and it will be music.
Okay.
In the middle of the room.
Okay.
Quite loud.
Oh, natural 20. That's heard.
And we wait.
You hear a noise of steps trudging along, coming towards you. The door is heaved open. You see the shoulder of a troll that pushes against the door, and the door swings open. Well, I mean, swinging is the wrong word. Even the troll needs to push, and it's not like it's moving easily. So it's not swinging, but it's opening, and he looks around.
It's just one?
You can only see the one, and he steps into the room.
A creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Limited to a sentence or two.
Are you looking at command?
Suggestion. Lyra would use suggestion. The thing is, it doesn't say it needs to be seeing me, it just needs to hear me and understand me. We first need to see if he understands common, we will see. But she would give him the suggestion of, it's not safe here, you have to leave and never come back.
Okay, so now
If he understands common, he would need to make a wisdom save.
Okay, now my question is, does this mean he hears something, and if he doesn't understand common, then it's just that he hears somebody talking? Okay.
That would be the case.
Let's see if he understands common. Trolls by definition don't, and this one doesn't either, but he hears somebody talking, so he's like,
Darn it.
oh god.
I don't like oh god shortly before the end of the session.
Yet now the question is, they have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell. I'm wondering if he can smell you.
Probably, because we don't smell like anything around here.
Yeah.
Honest answer would be yes. Because I didn't do anything like rolling around in dirt or so to hide how
Now
I
the
smell.
big question is, on a 15, do you think, because there's nothing that you can, I mean, you can't stealth against this somehow.
No.
15, he probably smells you, doesn't he? 15
Yeah.
is a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely the direction he would like turn his head directly into.
He turns his head and he, let's see, 1, 2, 3 is you, 4, 5, 6 is Min's direction. On a 1, he looks in your direction. And he
Because the
moves.
sound would come from me. Min wouldn't have made a noise, and she's on the other side.
Oh,
We
so
are
it
next
is
to
now.
each
It is
other.
now sound that he can basically. It's not in his
suggest-
head.
No, suggestion is
Okay.
something I am saying, so he
Okay,
would have
okay.
heard my voice.
In which case, he would have heard you as well, and he
Yeah.
turns and he looks in your direction, and he starts moving towards you. What do you do? Challenge rating 5.
We're just here to help our friends. Eldritch blast in the face. Panic.
Okay, you Eldritch blast him in the face.
It would be full panic. Eldritch blast in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would squeak in a not happy way. Be like, oh no.
Okay.
And then that would be her a 16 to hit. Because the advantage, no, it shouldn't be on attacks. I think it's, no, only ability checks. So a 16.
That hits. That hits.
2 points of damage.
2. What is that?
It's just a cantrip.
Okay, yeah.
And I have nothing. I
You will
can
have
add
to whittle
that.
him down really slowly this way. Okay, he.
That's her panic react. That's the warlock panic reaction. Eldritch blast, cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
It goes under 20 feet. That's the one good thing. And I don't think it has a. It just has to hit. There's no save or anything. It's 1d10. I rolled really poorly.
Okay. Do they have special stats for trolls? Because if this is a real troll, according to this book, it's super deadly.
Trolls are evil.
Mm-hmm. I mean, evil or
Lyra
not, the
does
point
not
is
know.
that he is very strong. So I'm wondering why they would actually put a troll in here. Okay, anyway. Then we can roll initiative. I guess.
Because when I look at it, it has a lot of hit points.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, initiative.
Let's see. Initiative.
Okay, well, he goes last.
Ooh. Well, I rolled a 7. That is very poorly.
He goes last.
Okay.
In this way, let me just check where did it go. Would you mind calling out your initiative to me, please?
7.
Okay, so yours is 7. He is at 4, and
Min has a 21.
oh, okay, so it means Min goes first.
Yep.
Okay, so God, Min, give it your best shot. Okay. She attacks him. Okay, and we're going to use the lucky in that way that we can make a decision to, after the fact,
Okay.
re-roll. Mm-hmm. Well, she attacks him. And she will re-roll, she will use lucky. And that's better, that's a 21.
If that is not hitting, we should run immediately.
And that is an unarmed strike. and she does 1d6 plus 3 bludgeoning. That's 5 points. Does he have any? No, he does not. So he's now okay at 77. But this was when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. Bonus action, she's going to strike him again. That's a 15 that hits as well. That's another, oh god. Okay, and then that was her bonus action. And you can expand it. And she actually uses one focus point to make a second unarmed strike as a bonus action. And that's a natural 20. 5, 6, that's 11 plus 4, 14. Okay, he's down to 58. You're doing pretty well. It's your turn.
A spell I have never used before and I don't know why. Witch Bolt.
Okay.
And I will cast it a level higher. Let me just see and check. So, beam of crackling blue energy lances outward to a creature within range. He is within range. It's a concentration spell for a minute. We have now a sustained arc of lightning between us both.
Okay.
Make a ranged spell attack against that creature. I would call lucky to re-roll because a 9 is not really helpful.
No, you need 15.
16 to hit.
Hits.
On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage on each of your turns for the duration. I can use my action then to deal a d12 lightning every round automatically. It just needs to hit once, like lock in.
So you're
and the
basically
spell
shocking
ends
him.
if I use my action to do anything else or if I lose concentration.
Okay, then roll a d12.
Or if he runs outside of range, which is 30 feet. So if he starts to flee, it would stop. And when you cast a spell level higher, the initial damage increases by 1d12. So 2d12 damage then. So we will do... Oh, now he asked me. Okay, submit. So that would be sadly only 9 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And I would walk a little bit back to not... Well, I'm in his range if he wants to move anyhow, but at least I would stay in the 30 feet, but try to move a little bit back.
Okay, now the point is, he started out with 84 hit points. You have reduced him by 35 in one round. Which is a lot, considering that he's a troll. Now, it says here that he's not stupid. He doesn't want to die. And he is being attacked by lightning. So this lightning is still there. He can see this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make a wisdom check with disadvantage because I believe he's not going to stay. Yeah. With a disadvantage, he rolls an unnatural 1. He will turn around and run. Well, no, he won't actually be turning around. He will be running outside.
Okay.
Do you want to follow him?
No.
Okay. And Min puts up her hands. She doesn't touch him. And he runs away. Into the
witch
night.
bolt fades, basically.
All right. That
Doors
was...
are open.
Let's go inside.
Wait a second.
Yes.
A second. No, a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I can write for a minute, and at the end, I regain my expended spell slots.
You
No
write
more than
for a minute.
yes. So I can just focus for a minute in peace and calm, and I can regain
Okay.
no more than half round up. So half my I have 2 spell slots, so 1 is back.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do it once per long rest. So
Okay. Per
at
long
least
or per
once.
short rest?
Long rest. I'm
Okay.
quite sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Magical cunning is once per long rest. If not, it would be quite powerful to get. Because I get spells back with a short rest anyhow. But this extra thing you only have once. Should we call out for Rotu? See if we can find him.
So you go through the doors.
Should we first look around here if we can find the artifact?
Well, I'm just gonna share the screen with you that you know what this looks like actually where you are. I mean, like
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the map, as it were, and it helps if you click the right button. Here we are. So basically, you have. Can you see this?
It's loading. Yep, now I can see it.
Okay, so you came in through here. This is where this happened. This is the doors.
Oh, okay. So there's quite a bit
you step
behind
through
that.
here. Yeah. You can see
No,
that
then
there's.
first
Yeah.
look around.
Okay. So do you want to go left or do you want to try the doors straight ahead?
Try the door straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Is the door to the right that goes outside, is it closed or is it open?
Sorry, say again. The door to the right.
Yeah, because it goes outside. Is it open or is it closed?
This door is closed.
Okay, good. So,
Okay, so you go straight on. You open the door and it opens into what you're pretty sure used to be the dining room.
okay.
The floorboards here are completely rotten and treacherous. Here you can actually see that parts of the building or of the have been submerged. So it's, or well, I mean not submerged, I suppose, because there's a cellar underneath, but you can see that there's a cellar underneath because the floorboards are sagging, and it's difficult terrain, as it were. Do you want to call out to Ruta?
I think yes. I would use minor illusion to start the call not where we are, so more in the middle of the room. I can do place it at a 30 feet distance, and it would be like Rotu. Rotu, are you here?
So basically, you wait, and you suddenly see a little mouse head around the corner. You see the beady eyes, and it's like, oh, it's you! You came! You're here to help me, to free my friends?
Yes, and to
Come
find
quick,
something.
come quick! Come quick,
We-
come quick!
I'm not sure we can walk here.
Oh, yes, of course, I forgot, you're so heavy. Well, you can go back to the door, and then take a right, and then another right, and then come in from the other side.
Okay, we will do
I'll
that.
I'll show you, come. And he basically runs along here to the south, through the door, and then he takes a right.
Yeah.
Oopsie. And here you can actually see that this used to be a place where they would have been showcasing their suits of armor, because there are still suits of armor standing here. They're kind of rusty at this stage, but yeah. And then you come to this door, which is open. And then you come to room 6, the one that it says here. And that is actually there is no better way of saying this. This is a torture chamber for rats. So there are rat-sized stretchers and that kind of thing. And there are plenty of dead rats, but there are also cages with living rats, and they are panicked, you can tell.
Let them out first?
Yes, please, I can't open them.
Okay. Can we just open do we need to carry them outside?
Well, I mean, this is... Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe... I think they would be quicker if we just let them out, because they can just basically vanish through the, So you open them, but he says, just wait a minute, you were looking for something? What is it that you're looking for? We could ask them.
We don't know. It's something magical, an artifact. We don't know what it is.
He turns to the rats, and you can hear him squeaking, and they squeak back, and he says, they say that there is something in the cellar. Oh. They heard him talk about it. He said it was creepy. He never went there.
Is he the only one? The gargoyles outside pointed out that it might be more than just him.
Squeaking goes on, and he says he said that he never goes down because there are things down there. But they've never seen anything up here behind him, besides him.
Okay. Oh, he's gone. He ran off. He was scared. So, from us, by the way. But, Lara would walk over to one of the
Min
cages.
helps.
Min probably as well. We will try to open all the cages.
And you are now surrounded by swarms of rats. And some of them actually come to you and they basically sniff you and boop you with their noses and run off. And Ruto
Run
is like...
south. The doors are open. Be careful.
And he
Give
lots of
greetings
squeaking
to the
going on.
gargoyles.
And they run off, and Ruto says, well, how can I thank you? Oh, yes, I know. I'm going to come with you. I'm very strong.
Well, at least you have good eyes. And a good nose.
He smiles. Yes, and I can smell that you have cheese.
You might smell right. Should we... It looks like he has stairs downstairs as well, question mark?
So this is more like a, if you go here...
Oh, it's a bit lower, I can see, or more up, yep.
Yeah, so this is more like a balcony up here, but you can see this. So this is not a wall, but this is more like it goes up.
Yeah, understood.
But you can see that there's a door here, and this door is open, and behind it you can see stairs leading down.
Okay. And then should we take a quick... At least for me it would help to have a... like half an hour, feet up, eating some cheese.
Sure, absolutely, let's do that.
Okay, so we would find a place, not directly here, but maybe one that looks a bit less dead rat surrounded, and would do a short rest. We would give Roto also some cheese, eat some bread, and at least try to attempt a short rest. Not sure if we were able to, but the idea would be to have a short rest.
He looks very happy. I mean, when you first saw him, he was wearing a red jacket. The jacket is now a little bit dirty, and it's kind of like, dank, and he's like, when I get home I really need to have this dry cleaned.
Well, you are very brave for coming here on your own.
Well, what could I do? They needed me.
They did. And sorry it took us a while.
Oh, you're quite all right. I mean, it took me a while to find my way around, and then I realized that he was very tall and difficult to, I couldn't even talk to him. He didn't understand
me either. But well, we scared him off. And everything led us here, so It was designed to be here. And I'm glad we found you alive.
Yeah, I'm glad you found me alive too. When we're out of here, I'm gonna take you home and I'm gonna introduce you to all of my friends.
And we will go back to the witches in the woods.
And then you can come and meet my friends. You will love them.
But there's no... We'll go in a different direction. We are not
How do you
planning to
know?
go back to the city.
Well, you can still swing by my village.
But you're living in a big city, aren't you? The city of lights.
Yeah, well, yes and no. My family lives somewhere else, in a village. There are plenty of us. You will like them. There are also vulpines.
Vulpines.
Yes. You would probably call them foxes.
Okay. You are friends with foxes. Fox usually...
They're fey, like
Okay.
me.
Because usually a fox eats mice. At least in our world. Not sure how it's...
Yes, that is true. But they're vulpines. They're not. I mean, you would call them foxes, but they look a lot like me. So, although they don't usually wear red because red doesn't go with their fur. Most of them like green and blue.
Let's do one thing after the other. Let's see. Get alive out of here. Let's see what we can find. And then we can decide how we move on.
All right. Okay. And we shall leave it here. And we thank everybody for listening, for watching.
Yes.
Thanks very much for your support. And
Thank
we
you
will
so
see what
much
happens
for leading
next time.
this. Let's see what we can find in the cellar.
Absolutely. And you, hey, I mean, this was a 1800 XP encounter with that troll. I'm very impressed.
Well, Min did holy lot of damage. My god.
Yeah. I mean
Monks
that's
are so freaking strong. I love that.
yeah, they are really something else. So thank you very much, and we will meet again in 2 weeks' time. We will have to postpone,
round about 2 weeks.
Round about then. And until such time, we wish you all the best. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Click like
Take care.
and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.